Hi everyone and welcome to another episode. We are here live with the queen of the tours of Truesdale, Rayni Williams.
Thank you.
Outside of
Hi everyone.
Stonewood. Rayni, I love this property.
I love this property. Properties. We're going to see two properties, 510 Stonewood and 520, the contiguous lot, the end of a cul-de-sac, and
Incredible.
We're going to take you inside.
So this is actually situated on a private street in a private cul-de-sac in Beverly Hills.
Correct.
Which is, I mean, how rare is that?
It's really rare. That's why this is called the crown jewel of Beverly Hills, because it is the end of a cul-de-sac. It gives you the feeling of a promontory, which is when the land protrudes out. This is not a promontory, but again, it gives you that feeling because of the end of the cul-de-sac and then the way the lots are situated. So you've got almost 2 acres flat if you do what I'm going to tell you to do. And then that is all lined by trees and then a massive 280-degree view.
Pay attention, people. Rayni is going to give us her development tips and how to scrape a property to maximize profit here at 510 Stonewood. Rayni, let's go inside.
Let's go in. Come on.
I love it. I love this old gate.
I know.
Incredible. So this is 2 opportunities here. You could remodel this house, which I'm sure a lot of people think of when they walk in.
Right, exactly.
I mean, look at this. It's immaculate.
It's immaculate. The house is immaculate. It's livable. You could move right in. I'm going to give you the developer's eye and possibly why you wouldn't want to do that. Or a temporary thing that you can do is move right in or rent it, make it a business while you get your plans, permits, everything filed with the city, because to build you have to do that. And it's a moneymaker while you wait. And then you figure out how to really transform this into the $50, $60 million property. Right now, this can be bought for $17 million or the 2 together for $34 million.
I mean, I can see how you would remodel it, but to maximize the lot and the profit and the money, what would you recommend doing?
Okay, so keep a look at this. We're looking at the pool. We're looking behind the gate. You become totally private. It makes sense when they were building this why they put the pool here.
Absolutely.
But we know more now. This is 2020. We know more. We would probably nowadays take this pool and put it out here. Let me show you why. You want to swim along the pool, along the view, right? So you put a 60, 70-foot lap pool along the view. You're swimming in what feels like this massive view with greenery. But check out these ceiling heights on our way out, 14 feet. You've got this space. You could remodel this. I'm being devil's advocate. I'm saying it's not a famous architect. It's special, but some of the rooms are in the wrong place. And if you're a novice and you've never done a remodel, they can be harder than a new build. So I'm just saying, from a builder's perspective, I would scrape it. I would make that pool a motor court. I would bring that pool out here after putting caissons in, caisson, along here. Expensive, but the best money you'll spend. I would drape a long lap pool over the view. And if you can see this, follow me out here. I want to show you something.
That makes complete sense, Rayni, because when I walked in, I was like, oh, it's a remodel.
Yeah, you're like, oh, the pool, and it's a remodel. But guess what? The primary bedroom is right back there, and it's facing that pool. Where should the primary be?
The primary bedroom should be right here.
Right here facing this.
Oh, thank God.
Because this is your money. This is what you want to look at. This is what's interesting.
Yes.
So imagine this land doubles because you've got this space. Follow me here. Check this out. Your land goes all the way down to here, which means if you added caissons, the caissons would be down like blocks, okay? It's like building blocks. We're playing blocks here. You block up to here. The land doubles. And now you have a football field out here with a pool, with the trees, lined by the view.
I see it now that you're explaining it. I understand, because this is a 50-year-old house.
Right.
Well, how big is this lot?
This lot is 1.1 acres, and it can be 1.8 acres flat if you do the caissons. Right over here, you've got the Greystone Mansion.
I see it.
The Greystone Mansion, where we're looking, this is all protected land that can never be built on. So you're totally private to the east, plus you've got the security of the Greystone Mansion. You've got to the west, the other lot that I can also sell you when you put them together to make $100+ million acquisition, or you can do one by one. I secretly hope that the buyer puts them together and we keep it the crown jewel of Beverly Hills.
Exactly. That's what you're pushing for.
That's my goal.
And I think that is a very reasonable goal when you explain it that way, that you could redevelop this, scrape it, and make $100 million.
Yeah. Or if it's for an end user, just knowing that you're sitting on something so special. It's really hard to get land plus a view in Beverly Hills.
Is that the Osbournes' house?
Yes, that pink house was the original Osbourne house when they shot their reality TV show, and then they sold it to Christina Aguilera.
You're surrounded by such pedigree here. You've got Greystone Manor, you've got celebrity. This lot was owned by a Mrs. Schuyler in the 1920s.
Yes,
very
that's right.
coveted area.
Totally.
So take us inside and tell me a little bit more about the plans, because I think the way you framed this, it really is an investment opportunity.
It is an investment opportunity. It's for somebody also that wants to be lower down. So the key to being lower down is most people, why do they travel up?
Views.
To get the view.
Right.
But you don't have to here, because that's Doheny Road. I can throw a football to it. And then right above that is Sunset. So boom, you're right here. If you keep going up, this is a little secret street. Nobody knows about it. You hit Schuyler and then Carla Ridge. So you're sandwiched in between the most expensive neighborhood in the entire city, which is called Truesdale.
Right.
The gates of Truesdale are there, but this isn't Truesdale. So it's a standalone, and then it's this, end of the cul-de-sac, which is so cool because you're kind of the king of what is like a promontory, but is not.
It's so private. I love the treetops because it does give you that intimate feel where you still are connected to the city. Sometimes the views are so high up, you don't feel that connection to nature.
I know, you feel like you're in the view, and it also feels a little bit Central Park, kind of like with that green belt,
Very
right?
green. So you have to show me what the plan is.
Okay, yeah, see this.
Your plans?
These were the owner's plans. The owner's a very astute developer, and he bought these for himself and has since decided to move to Malibu for change of life. He has a small child. So this is the end of the cul-de-sac, kind of where we were showing you. And then if we were standing here, we were standing right about here, we changed the entrance. So this would be the front door. This would be your drive-through that takes you to a subterranean parking garage for 10 cars. Maybe underneath there you have your gym, your theater, your wellness center, kind of the rooms that aren't used daily. Because you can go down.
I was going to say, so you can build down
yeah,
in
sure.
addition to out?
You can go down, absolutely. And it's really good, expensive square footage. I mean, it puts the higher the square footage, the more dollars you get. So, and then over here is a garage where you put your everyday drivers, or you come
guests,
in. Yes.
Okay.
Your guests most likely would go in the motor court. They would probably come in here and park around where the pool is. It becomes a circular motor court. You park them in there. They pop into the front door, which is going to be back here, and then this becomes a whole compound. And this is your cul-de-sac, and this is all you.
And
so
combining the two properties could be valued at over $100 million.
Over $100 million.
Or you could keep them separate. You could just do this property.
Or you could just do one. Yeah.
So if it was you, Rayni, that's what you would do.
If I could buy, the dream would be to buy them both and to knock them both down and to build a massive one-level. I would hire Scott Mitchell. Nice. I love Scott Mitchell. He's really hard to get, but I think he would attach himself to a special project like this. Scott Mitchell and Sandy Gallen were partners back in the day. Sandy Gallen has now passed. He was one of the masterminds, along with Artie Tavingarian and Howard Backen, that built the Katzenberg estate, which just sold for $125 million. That was on 7 acres. Not all of it was flat. It was a very long driveway, but incredible. What I thought was the best property in Los Angeles. I think this is a very close second, if not maybe even better, because of the location being lower down and being that you can completely compound it for safety, security, have the view, have a massive one-level house, subterranean. If you want, you don't have to do. I'm finding some people are building 10,000 square feet homes and no subterranean. So it's really just a matter of
You're so
preference.
right. Like you could just have a smaller house on lots of land.
And a big, either an L shape, like think A. Quincy Jones, one of my favorite mid-century architects. A. Quincy Jones was atrium-centric, view-centric, high ceilings and steel-cased windows. He was so ahead of his time.
Rayni, it's so interesting to hear your point of view, not only as an agent, but as a developer and as a designer, to see what you would do with this property. And because this is your backyard, this is your home.
Yeah, and I think that some of the key points are you're sandwiched in between Truesdale, by the Greystone Mansion, location, location, location when you're investing, when you're building for yourself, proximity to your life, proximity to where you go. I mean, you're 5 minutes to Rodeo Drive.
You're walkable to Sunset.
Walkable to West Hollywood restaurants.
Yes,
and you literally can walk to restaurants from here. I mean, I've yet to see someone in LA walk, but but you could.
You could, and it is making a comeback.
Walking is getting cool again.
It's making a comeback.
I love to walk, by the way.
I love this bar, but you would take it out.
Okay, so that's a really good point. If you were going to scrape this whole thing, buy next door, scrape next door, but you're in love with this original fireplace and this original woodwork with the inlay, this is all original. If you're in love with these popcorn ceilings, you think they're going to have a comeback. Just kidding. These aren't going to have a comeback. But if you want to save this, okay, let's just say you want to save this. You could. You could tear everything down and keep a fireplace. And what is so insanely astute that you would say that is if you do that, you can call it a remodel. If you keep some portion of the house.
You're kidding.
No. If you keep the foundation, you can call it a remodel. It gets you faster, easier plans and permits. However, I don't think in this case, I think you could keep this. I don't think you could keep this foundation. Even though it's a slab and you're on bedrock and this is like the best of the best that you could be on.
That is such good advice.
Yeah, so keep the fireplace if you want, or keep a moment that speaks to you when you're doing even a brand new build. You can always keep a fireplace moment or something that really you think is the heart and soul of the house, and you want to build around that. I always, when Brandon and I are developing and designing, we always find a theme for each house, and we get to know the house. And a great way to get to know your house is before you tear it down, before you gut it, is to live in it, feel it. Where does the light come in? Where do you want to eat dinner? Where do you want to sleep? What speaks to you? And that is another point that I'm going to give you guys before we sign off, is that this house is really livable. The bathrooms and the kitchen have all been redone. So you can live in this house while you file for plans and permits, or you can rent this out for a big number. I mean big, like like you could probably rent this out for $55,000 to $65,000 a month. Short term, long term, you'd have to reduce that price down because the longer the term, usually the less money. But for short windows, and you can even actually buy it with all of this furniture. So you acquire it like this, you file for your plans and permits, and you're renting it out, and now this is a moneymaker.
So how long did you and Brandon live in your Truesdale home before waiting for this permit?
Oh my gosh, with
the
original purple bathroom and the carpet, and I cried to move in because I was like, I can't live like this. It was original, untouched Jack Charney, but we lived there for an entire year. Brandon taught me, swallow my pride and think big investment. So we lived there, and it saved us a lot of money in renting, and it also allowed us to feel the house. And from there, we decided Jack Charney killed it. The footprint was great, but we just decided to expand it, and that's what I think somebody would do here.
Well, I love that word "big investment" that you just used, because that is what 510 Stonewood is.
Yep.
It's an investment. You've outlined it for the audience exactly how you can scrape a property and develop it to maximize your profit.
Yes.
That's invaluable information. Thank you so much, Rayni.
Oh, it was so fun.
Professor
I'm glad you got
Rayni
to see
Williams.
this. I should wear my glasses. Next time I'm going to wear glasses.
Yes, and read us. Professor Rayni Williams here to teach us all about her real estate knowledge.
I love your
Thank
titles.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, all of you.